Entrepreneurship is not the easy way, it is the brave way. I'm Jena Rodriguez, your brand, business, and Brave Strategist and CEO of Brave Masters. To be a Brave Master, you must have heart, a vision, and are committed to doing whatever it takes to stay in the game. Our clients are seen as experts in the industry, clear on their message, and are building a profitable brand. Welcome to your journey as a Brave Master. Now let's go. Hey, it's Jena Rodriguez, and I am your brand, business, and Brave Strategist with Brave Masters, where we have entrepreneurs that are unleashed. And I am here to dial up your brand clarity and help you with your profit launching strategies and ultimately build a business that is full of freedom, impact, and income. And so I just want to give you a quick training today about sales tracking. I use a tool in my business. Someone passed it along to me, and I just kind of took the tool and improved upon it. And I have it right here on my desk, right here in front of me every single day, every single month. And I just wanted to share with you that tool in case something that you might want to utilize in your business. Because here's the deal. This is why this is important. I work with many people, many clients, and one of the common threads is not tracking. People are not tracking their numbers. And I have a concept called love thy numbers, whether it's knowing what your expenses are, knowing what your income is or isn't, and also what are your sales conversions, what is your marketing conversions, what kind of traction are you really getting? And so the sales tracking sheet is just one piece of that pie. And I thought it would be really powerful for you to have it. And we'll be giving away that tool PDF, that document to you so that you can use it, print it out, and make it part of your routine. So here's the thing about sales tracking. I have a goal of minimum of having 20 sales conversations a month, and my number, can go up from there. The truth is, the more you do, the better sales you have, bottom line. So if your goal is 20 a week, that's fine too. But when we're starting out, and where most of my clients are, getting to 20 a month is a chore. So we want to make sure that is the minimum that you're doing every single month in and out. And to do that, of course, you might have to speak to or speak in front of 100 people or 200 people, right? Whether it's at an event and you're speaking live and you convert people over to your calendar where you can actually have a 30-minute conversation with them and ask them to work with you, right? That's my goal. That's a lot of what I do. Or I sponsor an event and the whole event is my focus. If I can't sell something directly from the stage, then I have them get on my calendar, and that's where I have that sales conversation and see if I can invite them to work with me if it's appropriate. So this tracking tool is exactly that. I want you to track when you have a sales conversation, even if it's an email exchange and you are discussing working together and they have said, how much is it? And you say, this is how much it is. Would you like to move forward? And I track that as well because that usually depends on the relationship. If I've been working with someone for a while, or I've been in communication, we've had sales conversations, and now we're just kind of finalizing the conversation this current month, or it's a follow-up email and they respond and they want to consider working with me at that point, I count that as a sales transaction or what have you. So once it's closed, then, and what closed means is that the contract signed, or they put down a deposit, and then you'll follow up with a contract. So that money exchange, or they flat out paid you in full, and it's a done deal. So one of those three scenarios is what I consider a closed sale. It is not a yes, I want to work with you on the phone, and you don't get a deposit, and you don't take their credit card, and you don't close the sale. Money speaks. Here's the thing. I have had plenty of people in my history say, yes, I want to work with you. Let me talk to you tomorrow. And then they get cold feet and they don't close. It's not a closed sale. It's not a done deal. The contract's not signed. There is no commitment. Money or a deposit, even if it's just to hold their spot, right? A non-refundable deposit to hold their commitment. so that they can then, you know, look at their schedule or talk to their spouse or whatever it is, then that's much more of a commitment than not, right? I mean, people, when they put money down, they're skin in the game, and usually it's not a big deal to move forward. So this sheet, I want to show you the tool and the spreadsheet that I use. So let me share my screen, and it is right here. And so you should be able to see this brand approach, love thy numbers spreadsheet. And this is a sales tracking worksheet that I use in my business, and I share it with my private clients. Brand approach, just so you know what that references, is the component of my 12-point system of really building out a brand and a business that works, right? So brand approach is that component where you are focusing on your marketing strategy, your sales strategy. It's the approach that you have to making money in your business. So this sheet is a part of that process. And Love Thy Numbers is all about tracking, all about paying attention to what your dollars are, your conversions, etc. So this is just one piece of that puzzle. And so I'm going to go real quick through how to use the sheet. It's very simple. I took time to design it so that you can pretty much just read it and fill it in. And you want to start with every month. I get a brand new sheet, and I put the monthly sales goal that I have for that month at the top. And this should coincide with what you're planning for the entire year. You know, if you want to make 100,000, or maybe it's 120,000, just to make it simple. So therefore your goal every month is 10,000. Okay. So you would put 10,000 in the monthly sales goal box at the top right here. Then next to it, just put the month and year. So if it's, you know, January of, you know, put January and then the year next to it. So you can keep up with it. Finally, when I have a sales conversation, I turn this smiley face, right, something to smile about, into a yellow circle. And then I put their name right below it, just so I can quickly identify who I talked to. Oh, and because it helps me with my follow-up, and it makes me, you know, just kind of remember the conversation. And then I reference my notes about that conversation, and then follow up with that person at some point if the sale hasn't closed out. So I turn it yellow, called it's complete. I've made the ask. All right. I don't turn it yellow if I didn't ask for the money. So I usually don't even put it on the sheet. I have another sheet, or you can use a blank one of these if you want to track conversations that don't necessarily are just connection conversations. Hello, how are you? Warming them up again. And then once we're into a sales conversation, I transfer them over here as long as I have asked for the money, or asked them to work with me in some way and made an offer, an invitation. So color the circle yellow, put their name below it. And of course, if they have in fact closed the sale with you, you've again collected a deposit, collected payment in full by taking the credit card over the phone, or you have a signed contract and payments forthcoming, then you turn the yellow circle green. So I literally just have highlighters, and green covers up yellow quite well, right? So turn it yellow if you've had the call, and maybe you're in the follow-up process and it hasn't closed as of yet. And then turn the sale closed into a green circle, because what's going to happen is you'll have a whole sheet colored, full of color, and you can quickly see how many greens, and then therefore identify the conversion for the month. So if you have, there's 20 circles on here, and if you've got 4 green, then you just closed 25, excuse me, I just went blank. Then you've closed, 20% of the month, right? So then you start to see, oh wow, every 20 people that I talk to, I have a 20% conversion, right? So you'll start to see your average of conversion, and you got to go after those no's in order to get to the yeses. So very simple. Color it yellow if you have had the conversation, put their name below, and once it's closed, turn it green. Once it's green, take the sale amount, and that means the entire contract. And, so if you're selling a coaching program, for $10,000 or what have you for the year, and they sign the dotted line, they give you the first month's payment, they sign the contract, it's a done deal, then you come over to the right column where the sales closed and running balance is, and in the top line, the first sale of the month, you put $10,000. Then when you sell another, you add the second sale. So say it's 5,000. So now you have 10 and 5, and then you subtotal it, 15,000. And you just keep running a running balance of what you sell. So at the end of the month, you transpose your monthly sales goal down to the monthly sales goal box here at the bottom. Take your final subtotal, basically how much did you sell for the month, put that in the second box here. And ultimately, to do your subtraction and get your short or over total of your goal, right? So if your goal was 10,000 and you only sold 5,000, your shortage would be 5,000. And my recommendation is that you take the shortage and add it to your next month. So if your goal is typically 10,000 this month, and you are short 5 months, then make it 15,000 the next month. And to be honest, some of the conversations you had in prior months may close in a future month, and that's great. So you want to count it in that month's calculation. The reason I do that is if you want your year to end up where you want it to be, then you've got to make up for the shortages. I don't worry about the overage. I don't take away the overages from the next month. You know, don't cut yourself short. If your basic goal is 10,000 and you do 15,000 one month, don't make it 5,000 the next month. Keep that 10,000 going, and that extra 5 is bonus, right? So you can have a bigger year than you anticipated. So I hope this really helps you. It's a very simple system that I use. It's an easy sheet to print and make 12 copies and use on a monthly basis, so that you are keeping top of mind what your sales are, who you're talking to, who do you need to follow up quickly with. And this is just my way. You know, if you want to put this on a computer and track it that way, or a spreadsheet, great. But let me just say, the majority of the people I work with, there's something missing in their tracking, right? They're not making it easy for themselves, or it's just not happening. So if you're not tracking, then please just take an opportunity to use this tool, make it work for you. Print them out, put it in front of you on your desk. I have a clear mat on my desk that I just stick it right under there, and I can literally see it underneath the mat. And I pull it out when I have a sales call, color it in, and I get to celebrate. So like I put down here at the bottom, celebrate all of it, right? Celebrate the call, celebrate the ask, celebrate the yeses, celebrate the nos. And ultimately, when you start to pay attention to your numbers, pay attention to the sales that are occurring, pay attention to what your conversion truly is, you will make more, right? You will improve. It is not okay to operate your business off emotion and how you feel your numbers are. And so much of our, I got it that you might be very clear that you haven't made a sale this month. But are you really clear on how many conversations you've had? Because if the truth is you've only had one conversation, why are you feeling bad about the 0, right? You can't feel bad about the 0. You haven't had enough conversations. And so I don't want you to spend 6 months going, I have no sales, but then you don't realize that you're not having the conversations because you're not tracking them. So make sure you track every conversation that you have that results in an offer or an invitation to work with you. Celebrate that, and then also track the ones that close, because that's even a bigger celebration, right? Because it's the whole point. And and if the numbers get big and you start to hire salespeople, these are great tracking tools that they can even use just to make sure that they are in track with the goals. So I hope this helps. It's just a tool that you can use, and no matter what, whatever tool you use, whatever process, track your numbers, love thy numbers. Until next time, I'm Jena Rodriguez, and jump over to bravemasters.com to continue to learn more about what we're up to, and read our blog and access our free resources. And another great place that you can play along with us if you aren't already in the group is the Get Your Brave On Facebook group. And you can access that by going to Brave FB, that stands for Facebook, bravefb.bravemasters.com. Until then, I'll see you later. Thanks so much. Have a great one.